So welcome to Authentic Sicily. I'm Chef Joe Simonera.
I'm Vincent Butta. And for the next 13 days, we're going to be exploring Sicily, a place that thousands and thousands of people have enjoyed throughout the world for great food, great history, and great ingredients. Hi, this is Vincent Butta. Welcome back to Authentic Sicily. Today's show revolves all around the great wines of Sicily. What most people don't realize is that Sicily is home to some of the best grapes, some of the tastiest grapes. In addition to that, some international grapes have been planted here. Chardonnays, for example, that have been award winners, top award winners for their category. So we're going to explore the wines all over Sicily, dessert wines, white wines, red wines, and we'll be joined with a special guest, Anthony Giglio, who you've probably read his work in Food and Wine, one of the top wine critics. So stick around and join us at Authentic Sicily for our authentic Sicilian wine. We are here at Capofatto Vineyards in Salina, which is a beautiful place to make wine. This is Chiara from Authentic Sicily Tours. And Chiara, tell us what we're going to be doing here. We're going to meet a winemaker, I believe, right?
Yes, we're going to meet Corrado, who's the winemaker for the estate here. And we're going to see a little bit of Malvasia grapes, which are the grapes from the island of Salina.
Malvasia. Now, what type of wine do the Malvasia grapes make?
Makes a wonderful dessert wine.
Really?
Yes.
Special only here in Salina?
Special from the Avalon Islands and from Salina, yes.
Oh, fantastic. All right, well, so let's take a walk. Let's go find Corrado. He's going to show us all around the vineyard, and we're going to sample the wine, I think, right?
Let's go meet Corrado.
All right, let's do it. Corrado, Vincenzo.
Hi, Corrado.
Ciao, Corrado. Buonasera.
Chiara. Listen, Corrado, this is one of the most beautiful spots I've ever seen in my life. You have the volcano, looks like it's ready to erupt.
Yes.
Is that good for the grapes?
It's beautiful for grapes.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the history of the vineyard here. It's a beautiful vineyard here in the sea here at Salina. Tell us a little bit about it.
We plant these vineyards in 2004. And we choose Malvasia in Salina because it's perfect for weather, and also because Malvasia is really resistant to the wind, the sun, and the salty of sea.
Wow! And
it's special for make this wine, this wheat wine.
And Salina is an island in the Aeolian Islands. It's a beautiful place, about an hour and a half out of Sicily. It sounds wonderful. You've got me very interested now in trying the wine. I'd like to go into the vineyards, though, and see the grapes and see what's different about them. Can we go?
Okay.
All right, let's come this way.
Okay.
Okay, we're in the vineyard, and before I ask you about the wines, I want your job. This is the most beautiful place in the world. So tell us about the grape. Could I try one?
This is, yes, if you want to try one of these, this is it.
Okay.
Typical Malvasia grape.
So it's grown right here?
Yes, it's typical. Is for its skin, it's really resistant and can stay under the sun. And also is the typical leaf because of 5 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Malvasia.
Okay, so it's got its own special leaf.
Yeah.
It's a small grape too.
It's a small grape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. It's very unusual. I haven't tasted anything like that. I love Sicily. Every time I experience something, it's completely unusual, but very rich, very sweet, and then also light in a way. Am I confusing myself with all these things? Because you're overwhelmed with these senses of flavor.
Intensity, passion. That's all about this
island. Intensity, passion. You
beauty,
see?
Beauty.
I needed a woman to get that expression out of me, Corrado. I'm going to hook you two up a little later. Okay. I want to try the wine.
Okay.
You have some we can go into?
We go to try the wine.
Where's the tasting? Up this way?
Yes.
Okay.
Near the swimming pool.
Let's go by the swimming pool. I'm following him. Please, Corrado. Okay. Corrado, I'm very relaxed. This is a beautiful place, a 5-star resort as well.
Yes.
Yeah? So you have wines, you have a beautiful resort.
This is our Malvasia.
Oh, this is nice. Please sit down. Oh, what do we have
potato
here?
Potato and salt octopus
octopus, and what did you say that it was over here?
And the potato.
Potato? Well, let's take a sip,
Yes,
and then let's
it's
have some.
perfect for Malvasia.
Oh, this is excellent. Now we need to break out some of these incredible, delightful foods. Which one would you like? You have that one.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm going to have a potato. What would you like, one of
Oh,
these?
like a potato,
Yes, like a
please.
potato.
Thank you.
I tell you, I can get used to this. Being here in Sicily, Salina, it is such a beautiful place. Having being treated to some of the best wines that I've ever had. This is a fantastic dessert wine in a 5-star resort. Beautiful place. The kind of a place you dream of. And now I can really relate to people who do think I look like George Clooney. Because I'm beginning to live the life of George Clooney.
This is it, Vin.
Really excellent. And I want to say to all of you out there, come to Sicily, enjoy the wines. They're fantastic. This Malvasia is superb. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Salute.
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 We're here on the beautiful island of Salina with a very, very special guest, Anthony Giglio. Anthony,
Hey,
welcome.
Thanks so much,
It's
Vince.
so good to have you here.
Thrilled to be here.
Anthony is a wine expert. Now tell me the types of things you've written about. Food and wine you do a lot of work with, right?
Yeah, I just actually finished our annual wine guide of tasting through 5,000 bottles to recommend
Oh
1,100.
my God.
So
So where are we today? We're seeing a beautiful winery, I know that. But
we are at the beautiful estate of Hauner, and for 3 generations they've been making fantastic Malvasias that are the essence of Sicilian sweet wines, as well as the other half of their production is the dry wines that are now getting a lot of attention worldwide. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. The sweet wines I know are magnificent. Okay, so we're going to meet Miguel, I think, is one of the 3rd generation.
Michele, yes.
Michele.
Michele.
Michele, the proper pronunciation. Oh, I love that. I am learning, folks.
Miguel when he goes to Spain.
Miguel when he goes to Spain, Michele when he's in Italia, and I call him Mike. Okay,
There it is.
So we're going to go meet Michele, and let's go.
Okay.
So we're inside the winery. This is actually where the wines are stored, right? This is the barrels are used for storing the wines, right? We're here with Michele.
Nice to meet you.
Vincenzo.
Nice to meet you.
This is Anthony Giglio.
Nice to meet you, Michele. Piacere.
Thanks for having us here. It's a beautiful place.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of your wine?
Okay. The winery was founded by my grandfather in the early 60s. He came, he was a painter. He came with friends in the island of Salina to looking for new inspiration for his
He was
painting.
an artist.
Yeah.
True Bohemian.
So he took a historic, sort of ancient recipe and made it and modernized it.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right, right. Is that? Have you heard of that around here? Is that common? Is that how they're bringing the dessert wines back?
The hottest regions in all of Europe are the ones that are the let's restore this, let's save these grapes before they disappear.
Wow.
Many have disappeared, but the ones that we know of today are all the renaissance of old vineyards that are now protected and reinvigorated.
Now you also have whites and reds, right?
Yes.
So tell me about the white.
The white is made with the typical grapes of Sicily,
Which I think most Americans have never heard of before.
Okay,
What
the
are
name
they?
is Inzoglia and Cataratto.
Right.
And this in particular is it's made in steel and then a short passage in this wood barrel.
All right, salute.
Salute.
Let's give it a little swirl first,
Oh,
shall we?
little swirl.
We're gonna smell it first.
I got to get down with the protocol here.
What do you smell? You have to trust your nose. What do you smell? We're looking for pleasant aromas of fruits or earthiness.
Very light, fruity smell.
Salute.
You know, for me personally, it's light, goes down very smooth, and I do get a very light, fruity kind of sense to it. I mean, what do you experience?
Well, I know of this wine, and I know what drives its popularity is that there's a lot of acidity in there that's really refreshing, which is not common in wood-aged wines. Usually they're very powerful, and they coat the palate, and some would say overwhelm the palate.
Right.
But this is still going on. I'm still salivating.
Okay, it's time for the red wine. Here it is. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this, since I know I'll screw it up. So, well, how is it properly pronounced?
Yera.
Yera, like a Y in the end
Yeah.
almost, but it's an H.
Accent at the end, yera.
Yera.
Yes.
That's a Greek word. It means holy island, and it's the ancient name of the island of Vulcano.
So when you were talking about the whites and the refreshing sense and the reds, what's sort of the tradition?
You're going to find the balance here between refreshing acidity, but the power of the fruits. You're going to have like some raisiny qualities, because here it's so hot, the grapes really, not sweeter, fruitier, more intense.
Fruitier, okay.
Sweet is only used for dessert wines.
Okay, okay. Again, you know what, it's got that light feeling, but I taste the berry.
Neurodavila is often
I definitely taste the berry.
Neurodavila is often compared to Pinot Noir, and its lightness, and then you add these local grapes that give it a little more heft, a little more body, so it actually does feel really nice and light.
Yeah.
I'm salivating, a great acidity here, but then the more waves of fruit just keep coming, and it's not big and tannic and overwhelming. Right. We could actually quaff a few glasses of this before we want some food. Seriously, some red wines, you have to have them with food. They can't,
right,
they'll clobber you. This I could enjoy outside on your beautiful veranda that we saw earlier.
Right. Okay, Anthony, we have the Malvasia, this famous dessert wine you've been alluding to throughout the segment here. And let me just ask you one quick question with dessert wines. I've had some dessert wines that almost tasted like a cognac or something, and I don't like them.
Well, some people drink them as dessert wines, but they shouldn't.
So what are we going to...
Again, let's give it a swirl and a smell. Okay. You can tell the color alone, it looks like it's very old, but it's only 2007. Okay. But again, it's that deep color from a really well extracted concentration. Let's taste it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here you're going to have Salute. So again, expect really big mouth coating. It's thick, but then the acidity washes everything clean. Okay.
You know, it's very fruity.
Also very nutty too. I'm surprised. There's a beautiful nuttiness to this, fruity, nutty, and then again, it's still going. Still going. Right. And it washes, wave after wave of acidity just keeps coming in and cleaning the palate. It's beautiful, really beautiful wine.
I like it. What I like about it too is that I feel like I can drink a lot of this. You know, not just have a little bit for just a little precious little morsel of it for dessert. I feel like I can drink 4 or 5 glasses of it because it's not overwhelming.
That's about a bottle. So
that's about a bottle?
Just take it, we'll reserve a special bottle just for you tonight when we celebrate.
Hang out with me tonight. We're going on the boat. We're drinking a lot of this wine. Mikhail, thank you so much for showing us around your winery. It's been beautiful, and we really appreciate that. And what a great tradition. Anthony, we're off to explore more with our noses, with our mouths, to see more wineries, right?
Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ciao. So we're exploring the wines of Sicily, and I know that it was a real struggle for you to come here and join us, right?
Tough work, we have to do it. We have to do it.
I'm stressed out of my mind. We're in the middle of the Mediterranean. We're having a great time. But Anthony, tell me a little bit about why Sicilian wines are so popular now, and they're really getting some momentum. Tell me about the past and now the present.
I think what resonates with most Americans is that they love to know about the grapes, and typically old world regions do not use grape names. They use place names like Bordeaux, Burgundy, Chianti.
Right.
Sicily, because it's basically reinvented itself in the last decade or so, they're actually using a lot of grape names on the labels that Americans can recognize, or people who drink New World wines will recognize. So it's the new old world, we like to say.
That's interesting, and I think for a lot of people out there, you know, watching this show, and also for just the sort of the wine connoisseur, not understanding Sicily, we're getting a great education here and a great overview of why wines are fantastic here. If you come down to Sicily, try the wines, and if you're just ordering some wines out to dinner, order Sicilian wines. Give it a try. They're fantastic wines. You'd recommend them, I assume?
And they're not just sweet anymore.
And they're not just sweet anymore. That's excellent. Well, we're to continue to check out wines, go to more wineries, and keep up with us, okay? Because we're running fast. We're at Mount Etna, which is right behind us.
We're standing on Etna right now.
We're standing on Etna.
On the base.
And Etna's still happening, right?
It's
I see
actually
smoke.
There was smoke this morning.
One of the things I found was really interesting about Etna and Benanti wineries, which is where we are right now, is that the soil is so fertile here, and I believe Giuseppe Benanti's grandfather came here in the 1800s and planted the first grapevines that are here now. Is that right?
Actually, they're still here.
They're still here.
Over 100
That's
years
amazing.
old. Over 100 years old, and they happen to be a really rare type of grape the vines are pre-phylloxera, which we could get into later, but they survived a blight that killed almost every vine in Europe.
Wow.
These are some of the oldest on European soil.
We're going to go meet Giuseppe Benanti. Right now he's down by the the wine crushing machine. That's pretty cool.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, we're here with Giuseppe Benanti. Giuseppe Vincenzo.
Hi, Vincenzo. Nice to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Anthony Giglio.
Hi, Anthony. Piacere.
We're in a historic building, and your winery has some great history to it. Your grandfather actually created it. Tell us a little bit about the history.
Yes. Oh, this place is very old. It's from 1740. And yes, 1740 is very old. But the property is older because the first document is dated 1434. So this location is fully dedicated to press the wine, to press the vines, to press the grapes, and to ferment it. To ferment the mosto, in Italian is mosto, the wine.
Interesting. Show us how that was done. I think you have a piece here, right?
Yeah. They collect here in the middle. They put this equipment on the top. Okay. They jumped on. And they continue to press it like this.
And you're just standing around like this?
Yes, like this.
Like this.
And singing and...
How many, 6 people on this?
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5.
So how long would they do that for?
How long? Just a few minutes.
It's a good workout. I feel like I'm working off some of the ricotta we've been eating. Oh, yeah. So we do the foot stepping, and then what happens? It runs down?
Yes, down from the sole here. Down in a very large basket inside.
Oh, I see. There's large tanks or vats, right? Okay. Rolls down into that.
They lived here for 2 days or 3 days maximum.
Okay. Just
for fermentation. Yes, and when the fermentation started, the flavor was really unique.
At what point did it get to the crushing thing? Because I'm so amazed by this particular machine and how it works.
So it's unique. This is called torchio to press.
You rotate it, it tightens and tightens and tightens.
Yes, they put all the skins inside, and they build it a kind of basket.
Right.
They operate to move the big wood, in order to press the skins.
So we're going to take a look at some of the vineyards. We're going to take a walk up to your vineyards. We're going to see some of the grapes. We'll speak with Salvo.
Yes.
And
we're going to see some of the very old vineyards.
Yes. Yeah, over 100 years old, the vineyards.
Over 100 years old.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so stick with us. We're going to go see Salvo and talk a little bit more about the wines and the grapes and see this beautiful, beautiful landscape here too. You have a wonderful estate.
Okay.
So stay with us. Okay, well, we're here in the vineyards, Anthony. This is quite a vineyard because this is over 100 years old.
Yeah, these are some of the oldest vines on the island of Sicily. And you can see here, in this vineyard here, they're not even put in a straight line. This is the oldest grape growing system in winemaking, over 2,000 years old. Wow. This system of winemaking where they actually had to be picked by hand, maintained by hand, and harvested by hand. So.
Okay, interesting. And we've got Salvo joining us. Salvo Vincenzo. Nice to see you. So Salvo's the winemaker here at the vineyard, and Anthony, maybe you could take it from here because I'm not an expert in wine.
Okay, so these are wines that only grow. They originated here on Etna, and
Solo sull'Etna.
Solo only on Etna. Got it.
So I have a question though. We've tasted wines from all over Sicily. What makes the wines unique, grown on Etna? What's unique about them?
Because really we are in Sicily, but the Etna, it's an island in an island.
It's an island within itself. Yeah.
Yes, because the soil is different. The soil is lavic.
But let's go down to the estate and try the wines, okay?
Okay.
Okay, follow me. We're here in the wine tasting room. This is a beautiful room, Giuseppe. Yeah. Romantic. You said you like it better with candles, with music.
Candles.
So Anthony, what are we going to try here?
All right, so first we're starting off with a white that is very, very well known in the U.S. It's made with 100% Caricante, which is a very, very rare grape grown only here in Etna. Everything is hand-picked. I'm going to pass these down. I can say this for sure. Any Chardonnay lover will never have tasted anything remotely like this. From a unique grape grown only here in Etna.
What will be the difference in taste, just for the folks at home who aren't able to taste
Much
it?
higher acidity from being up high in the mountains. A completely different fruit profile, but we won't know until we taste it. It's not going to be probably like rich, delicious, sweet apple. It might be something a little more different. So we won't know until we try it though. Shall we?
See?
Wow, it's a really beautiful wine. Dottore, tell us, for Americans who are so used to wines that are wood-aged or barricato, they say here in Italian, this is a completely stainless steel.
Sure, this is not barricato.
Right, so it's made in stainless steel. It's aged in stainless for a very short time.
No, we stay in the still all the time.
The whole time?
Yes, for 4 years minimum.
4 years. And
because minimum we put on the market after 4 years of the harvest.
So what are we going to try next? We're going into the red family now,
Two of the most famous reds that they have here, we're going to try together, both made with the 2 indigenous grapes from here, Nerello Moscolese, Nerello Cappuccio. When we were outside earlier, we were standing near the Final Wines vineyard, and we have one from the north side of the volcano and one from the south side. We're going to start in the north though, because that one's a little bit slightly less powerful than the second.
All right, so we're on to the red. Tell me.
So the first one is called Rovitello, and this is from the north side of the volcano.
Yes, in the southern part of the Etna, when we produce Serra della Contessa in this place, the altitude it's about 400 to 400 meters. 400 meters to 450 meters.
Okay.
So let's start with,
Salud.
With the northern facing one,
Cheers.
Rovitello. Cheers.
This Rovitello is 2004.
Wow. Really, really beautiful. I think it's got a great delicacy, even though it's very full-bodied.
Right.
But it's just layered with tons of really beautiful dried fruit, and then tons of acidity to keep refreshing the palate. It's really, really lovely.
Right. It was also, it felt light. It had a nice aroma coming in, but it felt very light. As it
Yeah, because by color you think you're going into some big, massive.
That was what I thought when I was taking my first sip. Okay, excellent. Let's try the next one. Let's give it a try. Salud.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Between the two, they're very, very different. And
Yeah.
I can understand why they're called them two single crews. This one is much bigger in body and intensity. And of course, because it was aged in oak, it's just bigger, more corporeal, I'd say much more body and power.
And the vineyard is the oldest.
And it's from the oldest.
It is from the oldest vineyard that we saw up there, this has been an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Giuseppe, thank you so much for having us here.
Okay,
at
it's a
your
pleasure.
estate. So if you get a chance, look for your Benanti wines when you're back home.
From Etna?
From Etna,
From Etna.
of course.
Sì.
Salud.
Okay, enjoy the wine. Enjoy. Cheers.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Some of these vines are 100 years old, right? And that kind of stuff. And I'll keep just asking you silly questions, and you're gonna fill it in. That's basically it, as we've been doing. Same run a show. But you have got a lot of good info. I have some. Not a lot.
We're good.
That is true.
Sicily's